We like to think our dogs love everything about us, but some of our everyday habits might be more annoying to them than we realize. From small actions we do without thinking to the ways we show affection, certain human behaviors can secretly frustrate our furry friends. In this video, we're uncovering 9 things that dogs absolutely hate, plus what to do instead to keep your bond strong. Let's kick things off with a common mistake many dog owners make without realizing it. One that could be driving their pup crazy. Number 9. You overwhelm them with strong scents. Dogs navigate the world through their noses, with a sense of smell up to 100,000 times stronger than ours. A fragrance that seems mild to you can be overwhelming for them. Strong perfumes, citrus-scented cleaners, and heavily fragranced lotions often irritate their sensitive noses, causing sneezing, nose rubbing, or even prompting them to leave the area entirely. Ironically, while artificial scents can be unbearable, dogs adore natural smells, especially yours. They bury their noses in your shoes, roll around in your worn clothes, and snuggle up to your socks because your scent brings them comfort. No perfume can compete with that. Before reaching for an overpowering body spray, keep in mind that your dog already loves the way you smell. Number 8. You keep changing the routine. To your dog, life is beautifully simple. Wake up, eat, go for a walk, nap, play, and repeat. They don't need to understand why you leave for work or why certain things happen at the same time each day. They just know that routine makes them feel secure. That's why, when their routine is suddenly disrupted, frustration and anxiety set in. One day, you're home all the time, snuggling and playing. The next, you're packing a suitcase and vanishing for days. To your dog, it feels like their entire world just flipped upside down. Where did you go? Why did you leave me? When will you be back? Even smaller changes can be just as unsettling. Maybe yesterday, they were welcome on the couch, but today they're scolded for muddy paws. Or perhaps one family member sneaks them table scraps while another enforces a strict no human food rule. To us, these little inconsistencies might seem harmless, but to your pup, they're confusing and stressful. Dogs don't just prefer predictability, they depend on it. When the rules keep shifting, it leaves them anxious, uncertain, and longing for the stability they crave. Your dog depends on you for stability, and we depend on you to keep this channel going. If you're enjoying the video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps. Number 7. You rush through walks. Life moves fast, but for your dog, a walk isn't just about exercise, it's their chance to explore, communicate, and process the world around them. Every tree, lamppost, and patch of grass is a message board filled with scents left by other animals. When you tug them along, rushing to finish the walk, it's like forcing them to skip over their favorite news feed without reading a single update. Beyond missing out on valuable mental stimulation, a hurried walk can also create unnecessary stress. Dogs are incredibly perceptive. They can sense when you're impatient, tense, or distracted. A tight grip on the leash, constant pulling, or an urgent pace signals to your dog that something is wrong, making the experience feel less like an enjoyable outing and more like an anxious chore. Over time, this can lead to frustration, reactivity, or even leash-related behavioral issues. Instead, let your dog take the time they need to sniff and explore. A slow, relaxed walk isn't just more enjoyable for them, it strengthens your bond and provides the mental enrichment they crave. Number 6. You talk too much and show too little. We love to talk. It's how we communicate. But for dogs, body language speaks louder than words, and that's where misunderstandings happen. While they may recognize familiar sounds like walk or treat, they rely more on your tone and movements than the actual words. This is why mixed signals can easily lead to confusion. For example, you might tell your dog to stay while unconsciously reaching out a hand. To you, it's just a natural gesture, but to your pup, it looks like an invitation to come closer. and a confused dog breaking the command and running towards you instead of staying put. It's not that dogs dislike words, they just need consistency. If your voice says one thing but your body says another, they won't know which to follow. So next time you give a command, be mindful of your movements, because to them, actions will always be clearer than words. Number 5, you take away their toys. Dogs get attached to their favorite toys, whether it's a well-worn tennis ball, a beloved stuffed animal, or even a random sock they've claimed as their own. When we suddenly take it away, they don't understand why. To them, it's frustrating and unfair. Of course, sometimes a toy needs to go, especially if it's falling apart and becoming a choking hazard. But instead of simply taking it, offer a trade. Swap it for another toy or a tasty treat. This way, your dog doesn't feel like they're losing something, they're just getting an even better deal. Number 4, you push them too hard, too fast. Dogs love learning. It keeps their minds sharp, burns energy, and strengthens their bond with you. But just like us, they need time to process new skills, and rushing the process can do more harm than good. Pushing too hard, too fast can backfire. One moment, your pup seems to be catching on, tail wagging with excitement. Then suddenly, they freeze. Ears drooping, avoiding eye contact as if they've never heard the command before. When training feels like pressure instead of fun, dogs shut down. Not because they don't want to learn, but because they're overwhelmed. That's why keeping sessions short, positive, and rewarding is key. Spend a few minutes on a new trick to gradually build muscle memory, then finish with something they excel at. Number 3, you keep hugging your dog. Humans see hugs as a sign of love and comfort, but for dogs, the experience is completely different. Instead of embracing each other, they express affection through tail wags, leaning in, or bringing you their favorite toy. A tight squeeze isn't part of their natural way of showing love. Dogs dislike feeling restrained, and when you wrap your arms around them, it can feel more like being pinned down than a warm gesture. Some might tolerate it, but many will stiffen, turn away, or try to wiggle free, not because they don't love you, but because it makes them uncomfortable. A better way to show affection is through something they truly enjoy, like a belly rub or a gentle scratch behind the ears. These gestures speak their language and let them know just how much you care. Number 2, you ignore their fear of strangers. You're out for a walk when someone eagerly leans in, hand outstretched, voice high-pitched, ready to greet your dog. While some pups soak up the attention, others prefer to keep their distance. Even the friendliest dogs have moments when they're not in the mood to socialize. Just like us, they can sense when something feels off or simply need their space. Instead of assuming every greeting is welcome, let your dog decide. If they want to approach, they will. If not, respecting their boundaries helps them feel safe. Forcing social encounters can leave a dog feeling anxious, overwhelmed, or even scared. But when you honor their comfort level, their trust in you deepens, and that trust means everything. Number 1, you cross their boundaries. Dogs, like humans, have boundaries and preferences for how they're interacted with. Ignoring those boundaries can make them uncomfortable, just like forcing them into unwanted social situations or misreading their body language. Pushing a dog into interactions they're not ready for, whether it's meeting a stranger, engaging in rough play, or being held in a prolonged hug, can lead to stress and anxiety. In fact, studies suggest that many dogs don't enjoy hugs or excessive petting, especially if they aren't naturally affectionate in that way. While some dogs tolerate it, others show subtle signs of discomfort, like turning their head away, yawning, or nervously licking their lips. Recognizing and respecting their signals helps build trust and strengthens your bond in a way that makes them feel safe and understood. If you found this video helpful, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with other dog lovers so they can avoid these mistakes too. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.